Hi guys, welcome back. It's UK here. Today, just a quick vid. 6 tips for new GMs to role-playing games. Hopefully they'll be useful, and you never know, they might even be useful to experienced GMs as well. But these are my suggestions. Number 1 is simply don't panic. You're new to the game. Not everything is going to flow as easily as you would hope. Nobody's going to kick your door in if you have to stop partway through an encounter or something to just flick through the rulebook and check how something works. Likewise, if a player suddenly brings something to the table, a character ability that you're not sure how it works, stop, look it up. You can always take 5 minutes, cigarette break, toilet break, whatever, and just stop and read what you need to do. Even the module as well that you're playing with the adventure. Don't panic. Nothing's going to go wrong. Promise. Number 2 is preparation. The heart of every role-playing game is the GM's preparation, because you are going to spend time, money, blood, sweat, tears, praises to the dark gods to get this going. And you need to be ready. You need to know your scenario. You need to have read it 3 or 4 times before you even begin to run it, and you should, I think, at least read it or skim through it again a few hours before you actually sit down to play. Likewise, when you're reading your scenario, you need to have a notepad and pens to one side, take notes where you want to adjust things, different things that might happen contrary to what's written on the paper, depending on what your players do, what you expect them to do, things like that. Also, take notes during the game. You never know when that NPC is going to reappear, or better yet, as I've often found, players come up with better ideas than you could have done. Take a note. It makes them feel good when they think, oh, we got that right. So preparation is key. Number 3 is you don't have to use everything. Take Pathfinder, for example. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of books out there. To start with, just use your rule book and the bestiary and a module, say, that you've bought, and use that. When you're comfortable, then you can see about adding something else to your game if you want to. Likewise, if a player brings something to the table that you haven't read, they've gone and bought a source book you don't have, you don't have to accept it. If you just want to stick to the core stuff to begin with, do so, believe me. It's probably a good idea. Number 4 is play. Now, this is a little bit of an awkward one because some people will disagree with me on this. But I have known many players who have, after just 3 or 4 sessions or so, just wanted to straight away leap into running a game. They liked it so much. And in my experience, most of them end up walking away from the game, because as soon as you've read that rulebook, as soon as you've read that monster manual or whatever, the magic disappears. I find. I would recommend play a full campaign, at least 6-7 months. Play, get the hang of it, then look to being a GM. Obviously, if you've got a group and you don't have somebody else who can run for you, an experienced GM, someone's going to have to bite that bullet. But if you can get the opportunity, I suggest you play a campaign before you sit down and start trying to run one. Number 5 is ask for feedback. Even now, many years after I first started, I like to get feedback from my players. What worked in a game session, what didn't, what they liked, what they didn't. Suggestions where they'd like the campaign to go, things they don't want to see happen. And again, as with preparation, take notes of this. You may not be able to use all of it, but you can get an idea of what's going to make the game more enjoyable for your players. Number 6, to quote Will Wheaton, don't be a dick. As a GM, you have a lot of power and a lot of responsibility, and don't just try and smash characters. The game isn't about killing characters off, it's about collaboratively working together to tell the story, whether it's the scenario you're playing or whether it's an actual campaign. Those, in just a couple of minutes, are my suggestions for new GMs. I will also do a vid for what I think are the 6 suggestions for new players, but I'll post it up in the next day or so. I'd like to hear your feedback, what you thought. If you agree, disagree, you got any others you'd add to that list, either do us a video response or pop them in the comment section below, and we'll see if we can get a discussion going. Until next time, take care and good gaming.